It is the Black Alternative. You already know what time it is.
Yes, it is. My name is Ty.
And I'm Gio. And we are your token nerdy black friends. Is it?
Damn, you've been saying it right. Like,
there we go.
Finally.
Yeah, so
God.
First of all, I have my own little diatribe I need to go on real quick.
I was just going to ask you how it went, but, you go ahead then.
Okay.
Don't let me speak.
First of all, we hear what y'all be saying about the show, about the podcast, and I want you to understand
I thought that was going to be your nigga shit.
No. Nigga shit is something completely different.
Hold on. We can't open with this, though, because I thought you wanted to talk about the concert.
Oh, we are. This is going to be real quick.
Okay,
real quick. Remember, this is a fucking podcast. We're not inclusive. We're not out here. We're not giving anybody a specialty of yours. This is our podcast, and you listen. So, with that being said, if you don't feel included, send us a question on Facebook and Instagram at the Black on our pages.
We'll give you advice. We will be talking to you. It will be a full blown discussion with you,
and we can even include it in the show. That we encourage that, but also at the same time, don't hit Ty up talking about like, yo, y'all not talking to me. God damn it, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Ty.
You're supposed to be learning from our experiences,
right? If you want to hear that type of shit, listen to NPR. That's a broadcast. This is a podcast. Now, on to the regular parts of the show.
Yeah, so how was the concert?
So, it was amazing. I went to go see Alice in Chains at Blossom.
His favorite.
They are my favorite band. I have been a fan of that band since I was 14 years old. Like,
congratulations.
My God, I took my fiance with me. Like, we had a good time. And I prepped her ass. Like, she knew every song.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, yo.
So it's like that episode of Family Guy when they went to see Kiss.
Oh, and Lois didn't fucking know.
Yeah.
I smacked the shit out of Danielle. She don't know the lyrics.
And I did the mic up to her. Oh my God.
What was it? I want to rock and roll all night.
That was the easiest.
And then, like, she said, and have a wonderful day. Like,
she said, have a really good time.
Oh, what the fuck? Like, Lois.
Like, just don't.
Like, Lois, you are dead to me.
Oh.
But no, for 90 minutes, we stood out there. Like, Danielle was so cool because, like, we couldn't really see the band, but, like, she took me up towards the rails or whatever, and she was like, watch the band. Like, this is your favorite band. You listen to them every day, which I do. And it was a magical fucking experience.
I'm sure it was.
I love that band, and they are fucking amazing live. The one problem I had was being surrounded by a whole bunch of white people.
Oh, well, of course. That's always the problem. But
there was like 30,000 people there.
That's what you got to deal with. I saw the pictures on Instagram.
Oh, my God. Oh, I stood maybe 2 feet away from a mosh pit. So, at Blossom, it's a hill. Mm-hmm. This one nigga was in the mosh pit, and he rolled down. He landed in, like, the concrete area, but then the people kicked him back.
Oh, my God.
Like, that shit was amazing. As soon as Alice finished playing, I was not going to watch Korn. I don't fucking like them.
I wouldn't. So you just left?
I left. As soon as Alice was done, I was like, all right, we can go.
Like, all right.
Yep. Night's over.
I came here for it.
Peace out, niggas. So, yeah, it worked out.
I went to a concert with Blake one time, and it was, like, Robert Glasper opening for, like, Lettucey, I think that's her name.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jazz singer.
I don't care for her.
And
like Rayshawn and his friends and them, they didn't care for her. So we literally went there. It was a shitload of people there to see Lettucey. They were only there to see Robert Glasper, and as soon as they finished, we just left.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So awkward.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I went there for that purpose. We made it there. I thought, man, it took an hour for us to get in. I'm like, oh my God, man, we're gonna miss them because I know I've been following the set list for their tour, and they only played 15 songs, so that's about 90 minutes. And I'm like, man, I'm about to miss the whole fucking set. I was gonna find a way to blame Danielle.
I know you were. That's the Capricorn thing.
I don't give a fuck. I was mad.
Blame somebody else for your own mishaps, whatever.
Well, what I did was I sang every fucking song.
As you should.
As loud as I could, because I was having a great fucking time. All these people are all these white people are surrounding me, and they're like, this black kid knows every word to all of these fucking songs. I even called out the set list to people. I was like, all right, I know this is next, this is next, this is next. They're going to throw a curveball in, and then Ty. They literally played the song that's tattooed on my chest. And they have not played that. So they only played the song once on tour. That entire tour.
Did you spaz? You had a fangirl moment?
I had, first of all, yes, I did.
Yes.
And 2, I had Danielle record the entire thing. So I was like, get it on record. Like, I was like, when it came on, I was like, oh my God. Like, I did an OMG. And I couldn't believe it. It was. I was smiling the entire time. Like,
I'm sure.
Like, I'm cheesing it like fuck right now.
I see. So I could just imagine, like,
hey, AIC is that deal.
Cheshire cat or whatever the fuck.
And I got my teeth fixed a couple years ago, so like I can actually smile. Okay. I look like a can opener mouth. Oh. Which Blake back in the day. Oh, that motherfucker.
Trust me, I know.
No. He had the nerve to talk about me back in the day. I remember that shit. The nigga called me Dorito Tooth.
Oh,
nigga, you had the same thing.
Nigga, your teeth damn near worse than mine.
No, we came up since then. We came up.
That nigga still ain't shit though.
Oh, okay.
But let's not even get into that. My favorite band.
Last episode.
Last episode. That's old shit now. But my favorite band, which, okay, I've been stuck in a hole for like the past 4 months. I've just been like working and sleeping and just like having a no life life.
Okay, sounds about right.
And come to find out, last week, my favorite band put out an album in April, like at the end of April, and I just found out. And I listened to it, and I was like, I've been fucking needing this album this whole summer, and I'm just now hearing this shit.
Yeah.
Like, my life could have been, like, 10 times better if I had that album in my life.
So, who, you said Cage the Elephant?
Cage the Elephant is my favorite band. The name of the album is called Social Cues. I fucking love them.
So, let me ask you this. How did you find out about Cage the Elephant? That's a good question, like... So, I'll give you mine. I'm a huge wrestling fan. Mm-hmm. So, like, rock and wrestling goes, like, really hand in hand. So, one of my favorite, he's not my favorite. He's not by far any of my favorite wrestlers. But his name is Tommy Dreamer. And Tommy Dreamer's theme song in ECW was Man in the Box, mm-hmm. which is Alice in Chains is one of his most famous songs. So, like, this was, like, 2005. Mm-hmm. And so, this was, like, really, like, taboo for me to be anywhere listening to rock music. Especially being a black kid, so like at nighttime, like I burned the CD, and I had that one song on there maybe 3 times on the mix CD, and so I would fall asleep with my headphones connected to my TV, mm-hmm. and I would just be in there listening to the song. And I'm like, man, this shit is great. But in the song, it says like, Jesus Christ, deny your maker or whatever. Mm-hmm. Now, if you listen to the whole song, you'll actually get the whole story. But being black, you will hear like, oh my God. They said Jesus in the song. Oh my God. They're not even listening right. at all.
You just hear the one part and you just spaz out about that.
So I stayed afraid of like listening to more, but like I'm like, this is really good. So I like, fuck it. I'm gonna listen to another one. And this is when YouTube really started to come on. Mm-hmm. And so you can see like the related videos. And so I listened to another song and I liked it. I'm like, shit, this is really good. I listened to another song. I liked it. And so after that, I listened to their entire catalog, but I couldn't buy any albums, so I bought a tape recorder, and like at night, when everybody was asleep, I would sit in front of a laptop and I would record every song.
In 2005?
In 2005.
You bought a tape recorder?
Yes. It was like, one of the like small like MP3 type tape recorders.
I feel like in 2005, I was like downloading LimeWire and shit and looking up songs and just...
I did later, but I didn't have an MP3 player to play the music. That's the thing. So
that makes sense.
I didn't have the money.
I had one of those bean things, like, if you ever see, I think it's like, it's a Chris Brown video, and in the very beginning, like, he holding one of them, and it was like a Sony MP3 player, and I had one of those.
Really?
Yeah, somebody stole it from me.
Of course.
Niggas.
But that's how
light-skinned nigga. I should have beat his ass. Of course,
you should have slammed that nigga on his neck.
But I was in Vegas, for the first time. I was trying to make a good impression.
Well, fuck.
But you know what? We'll talk about that later.
No, but so so that's how I got into Alice in Chains, and then subsequently rock music as a whole, and like it's actually my favorite type of music.
So back then, my favorite type of music is alternative rock. I fucking love it. Mm-hmm. Like back then, though. This is gonna sound so lame. The way I heard about Cage the Elephant, you know how DirecTV has the music channel.
Yeah.
So in the 800s, you know, I was just listening to those, listening to alternative rock, and then, well, not 2005. It wasn't. I don't remember what year it was.
Cage the Elephant was more like 07, 08,
yeah.
09. Yeah.
But I was listening to Kings of Leon and stuff. I know you don't like them.
Oh my God. Okay, go ahead. Okay.
But
Danielle, when we first went on like our first little date, just a quick side note, like I was like, all right, just play some music or whatever, right? Because we were on a road trip. This motherfucker, like, I know she was trying, like she was really trying, but this motherfucker really put on Kings of Leon, Sex on Fire in my fucking car.
You made her turn it off?
I listened to the whole thing because I was trying to get her at that point.
Yeah,
so I was like, shit.
That's cute.
I was like, oh God, this is terrible. Okay, but
oh my
moving
God, now
on.
I feel more connected to Danielle. But anyway.
Like, what the fuck? It's
the
like
first
Nickelback, bro.
The
like,
very first song of theirs that I heard was "Ain't No Rest in the Wicked," and then after that, I was like,
I love that fucking song.
I love that fucking album, and I've loved every album since. I love Cage the Elephant. That's my favorite band. Mm-hmm. They did numbers on me right here in my soul, my heart.
So what are we talking about today? Because we gotta go.
Sorry, we are talking about daddy issues. I feel like Gio and I come from different sides of the spectrum. I had my father in my life my entire life.
I didn't. Like damn, like what?
You had a stepfather late in life, but
something like that. Yeah.
Still, like you grew up without a father. Though.
Pretty much. So that's what we're gonna talk about today.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to a short break, play some music. I don't know
if we got music.
I don't know what we're gonna listen. We asked you motherfuckers for your music.
I know some of y'all niggas musicians too. So like, where the fuck is that?
Definitely. So
where the fuck is that?
We don't know what's gonna happen.
Where the music at?
But we'll see. All right, we'll be right back with the Black Alternative.
alternative. I hope you liked whatever fucking song Gio put before this.
Yeah. We'll let you know. It'll be in the description.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. You'll see it. You'll hear it.
Might not be a song at all. God damn it.
Right. But today we're going to talk, this week we're going to talk about daddy issues. I had my father in my life. He was my best friend.
Oh, wow. Just rub it in, my nigga.
No, I'm just saying. So, okay, look.
That's why your mama don't love you.
That's what it feels like.
Oh.
No.
Hey, I didn't mean that.
Growing up, me and Tarena, I remember the moment when I decided to make my dad my best friend because, I'm not going to get into the whole story. Okay. But Tarena ended up, being closer with my mom, and I ended up being closer with my dad. And then when my mom and dad got a divorce, I moved with my dad to Vegas.
Okay. And
spent my teen years out there or whatever.
You motherfucker, you. So you, all right, that's interesting. So you chose your dad over your mom, essentially.
Yeah, because I felt like my sister chose first and got my mom. So I was like, oh, I'm left with my dad. No, my dad worked a lot, so he wasn't around a lot. So, of course, my mom would be the first choice because that was I don't know.
Any particular reason why? This was a thing?
No, I don't know. It just kind of happened that way.
Okay. So, with that being said, my father was absent. He wasn't there at all. My parents were married. They got married in 92. Mm-hmm. I was a love child. I was born in 91. So, they got a divorce in 1996. They got a divorce in 96. And this nigga moved to Minnesota or some shit like that. And I didn't hear from him until 2001 or whatever year the Rugrats movie came out, the one with the orange VHS tape. Oh. So
was it when they went to Paris?
No, it wasn't that. It was when they got Reptar and they was lost in the forest and shit.
Okay.
So he showed up for that summer, and he was at my house for 2 weeks. Real funny story. He drank my mom's Arbor Mist, and it pissed her off. It pissed my mom off so much. And this shit is so fucking trash. My mom, she literally wrote this nigga an angry letter. She wrote this nigga an angry letter because he drank her Arbor Mist. But no, after that summer, I did not hear from my dad until 2009. And I didn't even hear from him. I heard from his girlfriend who he had my twin brothers, mm-hmm. my brothers who were twins. She called. I didn't talk to him. And then after that, I talked to him. I saw him the next time in 2011. So, that's the extent of the relationship I have with my father. So
I'm going to read off some statistics really quick. And then
see if I check the boxes.
Ask you some questions. But I don't know. I can't say that these aren't accurate, but I do know a lot of people without fathers. Well, the people that I know closer than the people I just look into their lives. But anyway, people who grow up in fatherless homes are at 4 times greater risk of poverty, 7 times more likely to become pregnant as a teen or get someone pregnant.
I don't have no damn kids.
More likely to have behavioral problems. More likely to face abuse and neglect.
When I was a kid, it looked like I needed to eat a sandwich.
2 times greater risk of infant mortality.
Okay.
So that's a female thing. More likely to abuse drugs and alcohol. More likely to go to prison. 2 times more likely to suffer from childhood obesity.
Well, I ain't fat.
More likely to commit crime. And 2 times more likely to drop out of high school.
So, okay, all right.
So,
Okay, so out of those things, I guess you can say I had, behavior issues, but I think it was more just, growing up.
Yeah.
Because my mom raised me.
Being a boy.
And being, yeah.
Y'all niggas hard-headed.
My mom raised me, and she raised me and my brother in the hood. We grew up on 105 in St. Clair and in the Collinwood area. So, mm-hmm. Collinwood and Glenville, effectively. And so, my mom beat the shit out of us. For anything we did, she beat the shit out of us. We did it wrong, She beat the shit out of us. We were supposed to go wrong and not be right. She beat the shit out of us. Like,
so we talked about that in the child discipline episode, but I want to know, like, how do you feel mental health wise? Like, how did not having a father in your life affect you emotionally?
Well, what I'll say to that is that I never actually realized it. You know what I'm saying? Because like like for better or worse, most of the fathers that's in my family, they were primarily absent. Okay. So it was like, it wasn't my reality. It was just like normal? Yeah, it was just like, all right, cool. And I never use it as a crutch. Like you hear people, I grew up without my dad and all this. Like, shut the fuck up, bitch. I grew up without my dad too. Right. And the thing is, I turned out pretty okay. But mentally, I didn't recognize anything until I got to college. Mm-hmm. When I got to college, I saw all of these people dropping their kids off at school. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, my best friends, like, I have 6 friends or whatever, and, like, the breaks would come and their fathers would come and pick them up. Mm-hmm. Or, like, the Dean's List ceremony or whatever, their fathers would be there and all the rest of this shit. And I'm just like, damn. Like,
that's when you felt
daddy at. Yeah, I'm like, shit, I wish, like, ain't this a bitch? So, I mean, those were, like, harder moments. Like, I could see, like, my friends, they were all leaning on their dad. They would call their father or whatever if, like, shit would go left. Like, they would primarily call their fathers, and they all had their fathers in their lives. So I'm just like, shit. Like, that sucks. So, like, it's more I use it now for motivation. Like, if I ever have a kid, like, I'm going to be the best fucking father.
You're going to be earth. There.
Like, yeah, but beyond. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I understand some of the stuff that I missed. I missed out on, like, I mean, damn, like, all the shit the troubles I had with women and all the rest of stuff, some of that shit could have been mitigated. Like, if I had somebody I could talk to, you know, somebody I trust. Like, a lot of people can give you some advice, but, like, somebody that's, like, your father or your father figure, like, you trust that person to give you that right advice. Like, you can even be, like, an upstanding nigga in society, but motherfucker, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, and there have been people that, like, kind of, like, giving me bits and pieces of game, not just about women, but just, like, a life in general. Different dudes who have been there for me. Just like, all right, Gio, I'm not going to, like, listen to everybody, but, like, in your element, in their elements, they can help me in certain areas. But there's not been, like, one primary person that I, like, saw and targeted as, like, my father figure or father. So, in that way,
that makes sense. I mean, and then we even have, like, the difference of, like, I'm a woman, you're a man. So, I don't know, I guess having a father would affect you differently than, like, me having a father, too. But with my dad, he grew up without his father, and his father actually was killed before I even was born.
Well, damn.
But he was abusive, and the woman he was abusing shot him and killed him, which I wholeheartedly condone.
My nigga.
Like, go ahead and fucking murder that nigga, because I would have done the same.
Shit.
I got love for him, you know. He helped create me, technically, but at the same time.
But I mean, hey, you get what you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes.
Like,
but damn.
Growing up with my father, like, people always treated me differently. They treated me like I was privileged because I grew up with my dad.
But in a way, you are, though.
But in a way, like, I still ended up having daddy issues because growing up with my dad. Like, knowing how my grandmother is, my grandmother raised my father and my uncle.
Okay.
Like, those are her only 2 kids. She is not emotionally strong, nor is she mentally strong or stable. So,
Ty, or is this okay?
We already had that. We already had that.
Okay, all right. Just making sure.
That episode, so I'm not gonna get into it. But I feel like my father did not know how to be there for me emotionally. Like, when I see girls, like, going and crying to their dad and, like, talking to them about their stuff, like, I never had that with my father. My father put a roof over our heads. He was the discipline, and, like, I don't know. Like, my dad was there for certain things. Like, basically there for structure.
And then would you say your mom was there for, like, the other things?
Yeah, but I feel like growing up, my relationship with my mom, it wasn't that great, and we weren't that close.
See, that, like, me and my mom, like, we're extremely close.
Yeah.
Like, I call my mom, I talk to my mom literally every day.
But I feel like moms are, we already know the whole thing with black moms and their black sons.
Well, here's the thing. My brother's relationship with my mom is completely different, though. Like, my brother, he can't stand my mom, and she can't stand him.
Oh, God.
You know, it's some interesting shit. You know, it's just like, but my mom, I wouldn't say my mom treated my brother, and I will never say that. She treated us the same, but my brother's the baby of the entire family, essentially. So everybody babied this little nigga.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like, with me, it was more like, you know, Gio, you good, right? Yeah, we know you good. All right. Sterling needs this, though. You know, so here we're going to take your bike and give it to him. You know, because he needs the bike more than you do. We know you got strong enough legs to walk on your own.
See, I feel like that shit was happening to me though, but I was a middle child. And like my mom and my sister and everybody think that like I'm just over exaggerating and my life wasn't really that bad or whatever. Mm-hmm. But even like when me and Rayshawn were together and he was staying with me and my mom and everybody, and we were all living in the same house, he saw it. And he was like from the outside. And he didn't only see it because he was biased. Like, he literally saw, like, it was this one time where my mom wanted us to, like, clean the whole house or whatever. My brother was sitting on his ass playing the video game. And me and Rayshawn, we were cleaning that whole time. And then she was like, oh, y'all ain't gonna come and do this? I was like, you ain't gonna ask this weak-ass nigga to sit here playing this game? Like, that shit really made me mad. But that's, like, one of many times. But they always think I'm just over-exaggerating. Like, oh, here we go again.
No, I can understand that. There's never been a time where I could be sitting somewhere and, man, I get my ass towed up. You sitting there watching people work.
They treated me like, they treated me, I was the Meg of the family. But they don't see it that way. I don't get treated as bad as Meg.
Oh, that's terrible.
There's, like, some version
Shut
of
up,
that.
Ty.
Pretty much. It's just like, oh, here she go again.
Well, I'm going to say, like, my dad and I, like, so, with him, like, so, all right, we heard that he was dying in 2011, right? So, this was my freshman year of college. So, like, we went up to Minnesota to go see him. And he was fine. Like, well, he wasn't fine, but he was cool. Like, my dad is a dumbass nigga. Anyway,
what was he dying? Well,
he has heart issues or whatever. But like, you know, you keep smoking weed and drinking all the time. Like, well, I don't think the weed will probably bother you that much. But
well, smoke in your lungs gives you black lungs. Like, weed may be good for you, quote unquote, but it's still smoke. Like, smoke is not good for your lungs.
Well, this nigga, he was fine, but we had conversations or whatever. But like up until that point, we hadn't seen each other since the year 2000. When I was like 9 years old. So I went to an HBCU. So he was telling me like, yeah, son, I'm like, first of all, cut that out. Secondly, like he was like, you need to leave that school and go to a better school. Like your degree ain't gonna mean this or that. I'm like, bruh. No, what I said was, and check this out. I said, dude. Like, you can't, like, I don't know why I was just calling people dude so much in, like, 2011.
Dude, you can't talk to me like
I like,
that.
dude, I'm cool. I'm staying at my school or whatever. And, like, I kept saying dude to him or whatever. He's like, look, you don't call me dude in my house. I'm like, first of all, get out my face. You know what I mean? Secondly, like, he's like, dude, I said, dude, you need to chill out. And so he's like, call me dude again or whatever. And he jumped in my face. Like he would want to do something. My brother came out of nowhere and dropped this nigga.
Oh my God.
Like, and we had to stay in a hotel.
Of course.
Like we made up the next day. Like I'm like, yo, I'm sorry for disrespecting you in your house or whatever. Cause like I remember one time.
I don't know you though, nigga.
Well, I think the last time we talked before this was in like 2002. Mm-hmm. He called my house or whatever. My mom was at work and it was just me and my brother at home. So, like, he called the house or whatever from Minnesota, and he had said, like, and this is I credit my mom for this particular story, but he called the house, and he's like, my dogs were barking in the background. He was like, shut them dogs up. I pay the bills in that house. And so I was like, and I cussed him out. Like, next thing I know, I was like, nigga, don't ever call this fucking phone again. Right. Like I think that's the first time I said the word nigga in that type of sense. I was like, nigga, don't you ever call this house again, like for real, and all the rest of stuff. And I was so proud of myself after that. And I told my mom, I was like, yeah, he ain't never gonna call it again. You ain't got nothing to worry about. And she was like, I can't believe you did that shit. Don't you ever do nothing like that again. And I'm like, why? She was like, because that's your father. Like, you respect your father so your days will be longer on the earth? I don't give a fuck how terrible a person he is. You do not disrespect him. And after that, I never disrespected my father again. Do I like him? No. You know what I'm saying? Because he was just not there. I couldn't call my father. You know what I'm saying? And he never called again up until that point until 2011. So, after that, it was like, all right, I would go up to Minnesota. Like, I went up to Minnesota maybe 2 more times after that in 2012. And I sat up there with him. We talked or whatever. We were cool. But it was just like, I found myself, I was uncomfortable with the whole thing. It was just like, man, it's like you trying to make up for all these years and be my father. And like, I found myself like, I was basking in that moment. Like, man, I got my father, all the rest of this shit. But then I realized something. I'm like, man, like, you really dogged me and my mom and my brother. Like, you weren't really here. Now you trying to, like, be my father? Like, fuck you. So I stopped talking to him. I didn't talk to him until 2019.
So do you think that was, like, a built-up resentment, like, towards him that you didn't even know about? It was just, like, more subconscious?
It was. Like, it was more like, I'm betraying my mom at this particular point being up here with you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just come back into my life and think everything is, like, cool and you just abandon us. Like, I remember sleeping in a house with the oven on, like, and sleeping in the same room. Like, I was sleeping in the living room up under a big-ass cover with my brother and my mom sleeping on the couch, and we got, like, the doors to the rooms tarped off because it's so fucking cold.
Was he living nice though while y'all were living like that?
My dad was a host, so he was living off other women. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm the second oldest of 10. Oh, so damn. Yeah. Like, I don't know most of my brother. I have my brothers, but I even have a sister too. But still, it was just like, I can't fuck with you like that, man, because all those memories, like, of us just not having shit, just came back to me. It was just like, I can't do this. Like, no, I'm selling out. Fuck you.
You don't think there's a way to, like, you don't think there's a way that he could, like, work his way back into your life, basically, or make amends and, like, try to come together?
Well, I'll tell you like this. He and his girlfriend, his longtime girlfriend, and my younger brother's mom, they showed up to Cleveland for some fucking reason like 5 months ago. And they were like, I'm like, so what are y'all doing here in Ohio? They were like, we just came to see y'all. And so we, one night I hadn't seen my father since 2012. We go over there, I take Danielle with me, and my brother and his girlfriend were let's move on. Anyway, one of his girls, they rolled up too. So we went to their hotel room and they were in like Avon or some shit. And so we went out there. It was late at night, and me and Danielle just pulled up, and like he came out the door or whatever, and like next thing I know, I just hugged him. Like, he's like, you gonna hug me or whatever, and I just went over and hugged him or whatever. And then he said, so about this wedding, am I invited? I'm like, you're invited. It was just like it all just came out. You know what I'm saying? So like that entire night, like my brother and me and all of us, we were just sitting at the table. We were playing cards. I wasn't playing.
Of course.
I had Danielle in my stead. Or whatever. The fuck? That's the easiest game. I had Danielle in my stead, and she was doing work. But like the entire night, we sat there. We drank. We talked shit. We went outside and played basketball. Me and my brother. You know, like it was interesting because it was just like I had to cut. Anyway, point is, I am. We did all of those things, and we chilled out, and it was like he recognized what it was. You can't be my father, you can't be my dad, but you can still be in my life.
Right, you can be a friend.
You can be like my nigga. You know what I'm
saying? Do you feel like, since he wasn't your father, technically, and he was never in your life, do you feel like if you had a kid, he could be a grandfather to your child?
I would have to, I don't know. I can't answer that question. I don't know. We'll have to. We'll see when we get there, because he's an awesome father to my little brothers.
Of course,
like they're 13 now, but he's a great dad to them. But like he just was not there for me and my brother. But one thing I have to say is that, like, and I know we got like a few more seconds though, is that my father and my brother hated my father. Like, he fucking hated dude.
Yeah.
And to see him interact and he was cool with it. Like, my brother talks to my father now more than I do. Oh. Like, we were talking last night. And he was like, "Yeah, you talk to your father?" I was like, "No." He was like, "Yeah, I talk to that nigga." And we was like, they talk, and I'm like, more power to you. I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, you know, the wedding and all the rest of this shit, there's an opportunity for us to, like, build what we built that night. It was more like we were equals. Yeah. It was not a father thing. It was just like, yo, I know that you're a reason why I'm here and everything, but, like, we can be cool. That's it. So that was it. I think that's my daddy issues or whatever.
All right. Well, I ain't gonna get into my daddy issues because we ran out of time.
Oh, my bad, Ty.
But it was good, like, hearing about it and shit.
Yeah, I don't normally talk about that.
Maybe I'll talk about it in my mental health check or some shit.
Cool.
I don't know. I got some nigga shit I want to talk about.
Well, that's what's next, right?
Oh, yeah. Nigga shit.
Man.
Nigga shit. Nigga shit.
Please stop. Because white people.
We gonna hear it anyway, though.
Well, we are, yeah. So, well, anyway.
I love that movie.
I actually have not seen that movie, but I'm going to watch it. Sorry to bother you. That's the name of that movie. So
they have it on Hulu, I think.
Oh, well, I'll watch it tonight. So, we will be right back with the Black Alternatives. I'm Gio. That's Ty.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Stop burping.
You might hear some music. You might. So, shut up.
Hear some burps.
Whatever. We'll be right back. What's good with everybody? This is Gio from the Black Alternative, and one of the things we need for our show is music. We need independent music. Anybody, if you got music, if you got poems, if you got anything, we want to include it in the show so everybody can get some type of exposure. And also, we need something to break the show up with. So if you got anything, send it to my email. What is the Black Alternative email?
blkalternative@gmail.com. You could DM us at blkalternative. That's ALTERNATIVE.
Go ahead with your spelling stuff.
Oh my God.
Yeah, send it there. We need your music, all right? Thank you.
Attention, all you niggas.
Check it out, my nigga.
All you niggas.
Nigga shit, nigga shit, nigga shit, nigga shit, nigga shit, nigga shit. Nigga shit, 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 nigga shit.
Black Alternative. I am Ty. I was gonna say I am Gio.
Oh, you're not. You're not me.
And nor do I want to be.
Yeah, because you couldn't.
Yeah, because I'm too good to be Gio.
There's levels to
I'm
this
above
shit.
that now.
See, you a nigga.
I'm above that.
It's nigga shit time. It is
nigga shit. And you know what? You took over the last segment. So let me talk about my nigga shit for the week. I am tired of niggas in general.
Wow. Wow, this is like a real broad thing. I can go into that.
Not men though. Like every nigga in my life, I am tired of. Sorry, Gio, I love you, but you are included in this.
That's fine.
I feel like every fucking nigga in my life has disappointed me. Like up until this point, like I'm disappointed in every nigga in my life. Because y'all, like, I do not know a man of his word, nor do I know a woman of her word. Like, every nigga I know says shit, either forgets they said it, or just completely ignores the fact that they said it at all, and just continues to live their everyday life.
Ty, what else?
And I feel like I'm putting too much energy into all of my relationships. Like, literally, if I wasn't doing the shit that I'm doing now, I would have no relationships with anybody at all.
Well, Ty, what I'll say to you about that is that you're completely correct.
I know.
But the problem with your logic is that is humanity.
My logic or my experiences. Because I am not that way.
No, Ty, into somebody else that you actually might be that way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it is in my view of you. But what I will say, though, is that you have to understand that sometimes Like your opinion on what bullshitting is. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's completely different from mine. But at the same time, all human beings have shortcomings. And
I do understand that, but all y'all niggas got the exact same shortcoming? Because I don't understand that shit. And it's not even that hard.
I think with you, it's more like with Ty, it's a do what I say or do it how I would like you to do it. Otherwise, no, it is. Because think of it like this, Ty. You want everybody to do something in a uniform way. The difference between me and you is that I saw that quote that you put on Facebook. It was like, to have expectations of somebody is to be let down, essentially. Yeah. And for me, I don't have, my expectations for people differ. I don't have uniform expectations of people because the standards that I have are way too high for people.
Okay, look, so, you taking over my little time though.
Oh, my bad. I'm
just gonna say this though. Nigga. I do expect people to do what they say. Like, if you say you're gonna do something, do it. And I understand that life happens. That's normal. That's humanity. But let me know when life is happening. So instead, you just gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this one thing," and then you never do it. But Ty, and you hold on, you never say anything to me about it until after the fact. Oh yeah, I was supposed to do that. Oh yeah, I did say that. Oh my bad, I forgot. Oh my bad. That's when all the excuses start coming out. My nigga, you clearly could have let me know ahead of time. Just like if I go and do that, like if I say I'm gonna do something and then I realize I can't, I let that person know ahead of time.
What I'll say to that is that, like, okay, I can only speak for me, but like when certain things happen, I felt what Ray Sean said the other day in the last episode. It's like there are some things that I don't like communicate. Like I have like strange anxiety when it comes to like certain things. Like for instance, there are times that I do not want to see my phone. I don't want to answer a text. I don't want to look at. I don't even want to open text messages. I don't want to answer the phone, and I won't. I don't want to communicate.
I hate phones and like technology in general, but I know how to use that shit.
Yeah,
and I respect the people in my life enough to say, you know what? I respect your time, so I ain't even gonna waste it. I can't do it. I can't do it now. I know what I said, but I'm sorry, I can't do it. We could try to do something later or whatever. Like, I don't even need an explanation. Just let me know whether you still can do it or cannot.
No, so that's fair.
That's not asking for a lot.
That's fair.
But for me to expect that from somebody and be let down by every fucking person in my life because y'all niggas don't do that, like, don't give me the respect enough to just say, hey, Ty, you know what? I can't do it.
Well, what I'll say to that is, Ty, is that people don't let me down. And you want to know why? Because I don't allow it. I don't expect that much from people. But it depends on who you are. I expect a lot from you, Ty. I do. I expect a lot from my mom, and I expect a lot from Danielle. Those are the people that I hold to that standard of things, and most of my friends. But what I will say, though, is that other people, I have varying levels of expectation. I expect you to do what you're going to do. Like, for instance, with my brother, I expect him to do what he does. So, like, for instance, if I leave something in a car that I know might be attractive to him, like my fucking power adapter, I expect it to be gone. I'm let down. I let myself down because I didn't think to put it away. So Sterling didn't let me down. I let me down because I expected him, oh yeah, he's going to get in my car and not steal my shit.
So I shouldn't expect the people in my life to value me and treat me like I matter to them.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that...
Because that's all I expect. That's all I expect.
Ty, recognize this. You're going to be let down a lot. Because
I know, clearly.
Because if you were expecting this shit from niggas, you expecting this stuff from everybody, you need to know your person. What do they call it? KYOP. Know your personnel. You know who you're dealing with. You got a scouting report. You have a scouting report on me. You know how I react to shit. You know what I do.
To fucking let go of my personnel. That's how I feel right now. Like, I really feel like I'm borderline about to detach from every fucking thing.
We'll do it.
You know, and that's my mental health check.
You can't do that, nigga. It's nigga shit. All right. Ty trying to get
Welcome
deep.
Welcome to my TED Talk.
Look, all right, fine. Look, my nigga shit thing is seeing Ty want to go deep. That's good. That was a good one. That's something we need to talk about. This motherfucking chicken sandwich shit.
Oh My God. Like, I thought it was cute at first.
It
like,
wasn't.
haha,
It
funny.
wasn't. It was a Boondocks episode.
The first, okay, yeah.
That's a Boondocks episode.
That is accurate. That's accurate. But continue. My bad. I was just
you cool. Feel free to chime in.
No, okay. On I think it was either this Monday or last Monday. I can't remember. Like I had saw the little post and I was like, oh, haha, little chicken sandwich thing on a Monday. That's cute. And then it was just went out of control since then. Like that's literally. Like, niggas on news stations, like, niggas ain't dying in Syria right now. But y'all want to talk about who got the best chicken sandwich.
Bruh.
Motherfucking Americans. Gotta love America.
Listen.
That's shitty.
No, you gotta love niggas. Because I saw this video. I saw so many videos on Instagram of these ignorant ass bastards. I saw this motherfucker. He jumped. He was in the line, right? He starts fighting with the person in the takeout window. Next thing I know, he hops into the restaurant. And starts, like, the Popeyes employees beat the shit out of this dude.
I would have jumped out. I would have done the same thing.
Like, but on an economical standpoint, do you know that Black Twitter and Black people made Popeyes over $25 million in advertising?
That's fucking
free advertising. They made them that much money over the weekend.
What is Popeyes doing for the community, though?
Destroying
Diabetes, heart disease, heart failure.
Biscuits that you'll die on if you don't have anything handy to drink.
God. But I hope y'all niggas can still afford y'all insulin shots.
They can't, because they taking and they can't get them readily either, because in Cleveland they're taking away all of the grocery stores that have pharmacies attached to them.
Exactly. Just like, Giant Eagle. Where that Giant Eagle used to be. Mm-hmm. It's a Popeyes right down the street.
Literally.
It's a Popeyes right down the street.
There's a Popeyes, there's a Wendy's, there's a Rally's, there's a McDonald's.
You don't see no Chick-fil-A in the hood, though.
Of course not.
They too
of
good.
Course not.
They too good for the hood. But niggas love Chick-fil-A, just like niggas love Starbucks.
I don't like Chick-fil-A.
White people love Starbucks.
Danielle loves Starbucks. Shit annoys the fuck out of
me. But y'all go out of y'all way to these other fucking... You know what? That's another segment. I ain't even going... You continue with your chicken sandwich.
No. Shit. To me, it looks like a regular ass chicken sandwich. Like,
it does look like a chicken sandwich, but it all depends on how you season it.
Ty, it's Popeyes.
Okay,
it's fucking Popeyes.
You didn't see that one video? What do you call like a video meme?
A GIF?
No.
This is a GIF.
No, like when you make... Okay, so they had this video where it showed... It said Popeyes was... What's that one band that was in Drumline that wore purple?
Morris Brown.
Yeah.
Morris Black. Hell no.
Black, brown, it's all the same. But they had that band and that was Popeyes. And then Flight of the Bumblebee, that little scene. That was Chick-fil-A.
Oh my God.
That shit was funny. Yeah. But like, I don't know. The shit was fun to watch. But like, seriously.
It's getting out of control.
Seriously?
It's getting out of control. I'm over this whole thing.
And then there was this like... I don't know what show it was, but it was like 4 people, 2 white women, a black man, and a white man. And they were trying the chicken sandwiches. It was like a news show or whatever. Oh,
yeah. I think I seen the same video.
And then the black man, because the white man was like, oh, that tastes good. That seasoning. And then the black man was like, oh, does it taste like a neighborhood you never been to before?
With that, like, we need to go. We got to go.
Disrespectful.
Damn.
The white man was like... Like,
oh shit! I'm weak as fuck.
It's like, well, with the shots, just
damn, wow.
It's like, okay,
and they did it on TV.
Yes.
Damn. Well,
that black man was unbothered.
Yeah, it was above him.
Above him, he was like.
Oh shit! Look, all right, we'll be right back with the mental health check. That got me. This nigga need to be mentally checked.
That shit. Whoa.
Took him the fuck out. All right, it's the Black Alternative. We'll be right back.
Nigga shit, 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 nigga shit.
If you have any questions about life or the show, please feel free to DM us at BLK Alternative on IG or email us at blkalternative@gmail.com. Also, feel free to send us any comments, concerns, frustrations, or constructive criticisms, but only if it's constructive, because if not, I will happily and openly dog you in front of everybody that I know and everyone that listens to the show. I ain't gonna say your full name, but I'm gonna make it pretty close. So, constructive. Thank you.
Black Alternative. I'm Gio. That's Ty.
I am Ty.
Yeah.
I thought we said we weren't going to introduce
ourselves. Fuck it. We did it.
We
did it. Okay.
We continued to do it.
Yeah, man. It's a running gag. Okay. So it's time for the mental check, the mental health check or whatever. So go ahead, Ty. What you got?
I was going to let you go first.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you like this. So, like, before I was talking, it's like a continuation of the one I had from the last episode, which was about confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now it's like, okay, when is going, like, because, like, I don't know why, like, the energies of the past and all the rest of this shit is, like, a big thing to me lately. And, like, I'm trying my hardest to, like, let shit go.
Have you been writing about it, though?
I have. I seriously have.
And you've been going back and reading the shit?
No. It's just like, there's like new wrinkles that come up and it's like, all right, damn, I ain't think of this or I ain't think of that.
Anytime that new wrinkle come up, just write it out.
Yeah, but it's like, god damn, I'm tired of writing. I just wish the shit would go away. What is going, Ty, tell me, like, what do I need to do more? Like, because it's like, shit just won't fade.
I feel like you do really need to get out more and do more things. Like, you were working out today.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you should work out more often. Like, do more stuff for yourself. Because you just keep harping on these same moments. Like, let that shit go.
Well, I'm not like harping on moments. Like, so like last night I gotten.
But hold on.
Go ahead.
Remember when I told you if a thought pops into your head, don't entertain it? It sounds like you entertaining it now.
It's like this. Okay. Well, it's not so much thoughts anymore. It's more just like things. Like plates, cups, dogs, a bed that I have to sleep in. Like all of these things, like just they get at me and it's just like it just throws me completely off.
So that's when you try to compromise.
And then people. Like there's literally, I'm sitting there.
You can't do nothing about the people, but you could do something about the things. So that's when you go talk to Danielle and say, look, I love you. I feel like I'm moving past this and stuff, but it's certain things, I keep getting triggers. Every time I come home, I get triggers. So I feel like we should try to compromise with this stuff. Like, I know it's your stuff, but we are about to start a life together. So I need us to have our stuff, and I don't want our stuff to be from your past relationships.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a conversation you need to have. Like, communication is key.
It is
every fucking type of relationship.
And I've gotten to the point where it's just like I don't give a fuck no more. So I just bring the shit up, and if you get mad, fine. If you get mad, you get mad. If you get too mad and you want to walk out the door, my nigga walk out the door.
But it don't have to be like that every time.
I don't want it to be.
The bed. Ain't no fucking way. Like, okay, if I'm with a guy that I want to be with for the rest of my life or something, and he fucked another bitch in that bed that I gotta sleep in, nigga, I ain't sleeping in it. You ain't sleeping in it. I'm gonna cut this shit up. We gonna burn it. We gonna go get a new bed.
I think I feel better if I did that shit.
With our last time. So, destroy the mattress. Destroy it. Set flame to it.
Set flame to it.
Put it on the put it in the lake. Set it on fire with a fucking
with an arrow.
Bow and arrow.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta get real good with my archery. But there we go. So no, I mean that's what's been going on with me. Like we had it was like a pseudo fight, but I was just like, yo, I'm about to just take a ride around the block a little bit because like I do not feel like dealing with this. I'm tired of like seeing the same shit. It just throws me off.
But I feel like she would have to understand because if she were in your shoes and she was sleeping in a bed that you fucked another bitch in, I feel like she would feel like me, like, nigga.
But that's the thing.
You think I'm sleeping here?
Like, she's not in my shoes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's never... It's crazy.
You feel like she doesn't put herself in your shoes?
I don't think... Like, I think Danielle sympathizes with me. I don't think she empathizes with me. Like, she is seeing things from her own perspective. She's not seeing it from mine. And, like, she'll dismiss it. And it's just like, nigga... Like, I just want you to consider me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying do anything about it necessarily. Just consider me. Think of, like, for instance, when she was still, like, talking to them bitch-ass niggas before me and all the rest of that shit, like not, I mean, she wasn't talking, like, she was still cool with them. I was like, when I found out what I found out and all the rest of that shit, that's a topic for another episode. But when I found out about that shit, she was like, so you rather me not talk to these people? And all the rest was like, I said, that's not my decision. I can't tell you that.
But she considered you in that moment?
She considered me in the moment, but that was a reaction. That was a knee-jerk reaction.
Okay.
That was something where I'm like, if I say, like, yeah, nigga, don't talk to them no more, that makes me look like a weak-ass nigga.
Yeah.
And that also would make her resent me. Whereas I'm like, all right,
even though you didn't want her to talk to them.
I didn't, but like that's something that you need to decide on your own.
That's your life.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
your friends.
And naturally she did. Like those people were phased out. And I'm like, okay, that is what I envisioned. Well, nigga, it's been 2 years and I still been sleeping in the same fucking bed. And one, I have a more comfortable bed. But that's neither here nor there. I digress. So that's my mental health check. I took up 5 minutes.
No, but I feel like, I don't know, the compromise there is simple. Because, like, it could easily go both ways. Like, you wouldn't want to sleep in the bed that I fucked the bitch in. I don't want to sleep in the bed that you fucked the nigga in. So, let's use my mattress. Because, you know, I've been fucking bitches before.
I didn't get a lot of use out of it.
Didn't really have bitches before you, so.
I didn't get a lot of use out of it.
Not calling her a bitch, though.
Oh, no, I understand. Shoot, man, I ain't tripping.
I'm calling them other bitches bitches.
Nah, if it was my couch, let's move on. Anyway.
Oh, my God. Making me sick.
Did you hear the last episode with you and Rayshawn? Yeah.
Making
Next.
me.
Next.
So, my mental health check for the week. You know, I'm gonna try to leave my nigga shit alone. But I can't. You know, I really feel like I'm detaching. Like, I'm tired of putting forth, like, fucking 93% of the effort in all of my relationships. Like, I'm really tired of that shit. Like, I'm spreading myself thin by doing that shit and trying to be 100% at work, 100% at fucking school. It's too much. It's too much for me.
Well, like I told you before, like, seriously, it's funny. I was like you at one particular point. I'm just like, God damn, man, ain't nobody like all these people are just really letting me fucking down. You know what I'm saying? It's just not working out. So that's why I did do the detachment, and then I reevaluated all of my relationships. And like I said, I knew my personnel, and I'm like, all right, I got a scouting report on every motherfucker that I know. And I do not expect this much. I got, for listeners, I got my hand all the way up as far as I can. And from this person, when I know that they've shown me this much. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I hold people in their respective archetypes.
All I expect, like, when I feel like I have an issue with someone, I have no fucking problem saying, hey, I got this issue with you. Can we talk about it? And then if we come to a compromise and the nigga don't live up to their compromise, then I'm just like, disappointed. I'm disappointed in you, nigga.
Are you
Fuck y'all.
Are you disappointed in me? Is this like a thinly veiled shot?
No, because it's literally
subtweet?
It's a blanket shot. Like, it's a fucking buckshot. It's fucking like a shotgun bullet sprayed out for all the niggas in my life.
Well, what I'll tell you is, from my side, if I am one of these, well, I guess I am one of the niggas that you are talking about. Like, I know that like with the podcast, you know, being completely candid, like, I know that you do most of the work. And
thank you for acknowledging that.
Of course. I mean, when we talked about this whole thing, that was generally all the stuff that we talked about. Like, you were going to end up doing most of it. And you do. I appreciate it. I think all of our listeners appreciate the work that you put in.
I would hope so.
Me, for mine, though, it's like, I want you to realize, like, yeah, I could possibly be doing more. Like, I mean, there are certain things that are not in my wheelhouse or things that I don't necessarily like doing, but I know that you are putting in effort. And so I guess I can put in more effort. I know there's been a lot of crazy things happening in my life lately.
Yes.
But
which I'm trying to be understanding of.
Oh, most definitely. I hate to seem so damn callous, but that'll be over on But no, seriously, I understand. So I mean, I know that I could do better for you. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for that.
If that could, take one of the shots away. You know what I'm saying?
All right, shot
rescinded. Brought
back in, yeah. And I'm gonna aim it at other people. Like, people who use the word try, I fucking hate it. I hate it. Like, when I say I have an issue, oh yeah, I can try to fix that. Because if you tell me you're going to try to do it, that means you're not going to do it. Well, like, trying and doing are two different things.
I definitely agree with you.
I'm not trying to breathe right now. I'm breathing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fucking breathing. I'm not trying to live right now. I'm living. I'm doing it. Right I don't try to walk down the street. I walk down the street. Nigga, you either do it or you don't. And then if you're not going to do it, don't do it. Just fuck it. Just say fuck it. Like, if I'm not, like, an important enough person in your life for you to actually put forth some type of effort, because I'm not asking for 93%. I got that on my own. But if I could just give 70, I'll be all right. If a nigga could put in 30, that would be great. That's all I'm asking for. 30 fucking %.
Okay, fine. All right.
I'm not even talking to you though.
I understand. I got you, but what I'm like putting a period on this because the you dig is gonna die.
Oh, okay, my bad.
All right, so hit us with the quote so we can be about this.
Oh yeah, let me pull that up real quick.
What is this? This the 93%. This right here, 93. But she ain't.
Because I was over here in my feelings.
When me and Ty first met, she was like, "You need to be on your P's and Q's when it comes to me." Well, Ty is definitely missing the hump on her P right now. So
I really don't know where the fuck that quote is.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Crazy.
So
hold on.
Well, damn,
it's coming.
P's and Q's, my ass.
Okay, This is directed to the fathers who abandon their children.
Oh shit! I got this quote, man. Fuck you, bitch ass niggas, man. You was never ever fucking needed. You actually have a quote.
Reiko Mikami. Damn, Rico Mikami. Oh my god, I'm saying this wrong. From an anime show. Said, it's just pathetic to give up on something before you even give it a shot. Because I know those niggas be like, oh, I wouldn't be a good father, but
man, they definitely
you will make a great mom, so go on.
they definitely gave it a shot. Oh.
Wow.
Damn.
Shooting up the club, huh?
Well.
Fucking terrible.
Before we go real quick, I heard this joke one time. Like, this dude, there was a picture. It was a meme. It was a meme. It was a picture of this dude, and he had all of his fucking kids. It was a lot of kids, and he could not deny one of them little motherfuckers. They all look like him. I was like, God damn. This nigga can't pull out of the driveway. Look, we are out.
Niggas don't pull out, though. Niggas for real don't pull out.
Oh, that's another subject for another day. This is the Black Alternative. I'm Gio.
I'm Ty.
We out.
We'll see you next week.
We out this bitch. Peace.
Mm-hmm.